In this video, we're going to be looking at the Objective-C interface section. The last program that we ran, we divided the program into three sections. These are the interface, the implementation, and the program section. So let me show you what that means. So this is the program we created, the bank account class. Even though I didn't tell you, we have actually created, this is the first section, which is called the interface. As you can see here at interface, then it ends at end. That's the first section of our program. The second part, this section is where all the methods are declared. As you can see, we declare all the methods that we need on our account, set account number, blah blah blah. And the second section is where we actually write the codes for these. As you can see here, we have set account number. We didn't write any code for it, we just declare it. But here we have the set account number, and then we say account number equals to. We're still going to explain what all this means, but we actually write the codes for all the things that we declare. Also, in the implementation section, which is the second section, this is where you declare all your private data. Remember all your private instance variables that we talked about in the previous video? This is where you declare them. So the implementation section is actually the longer one. As you can see, we have to write all the codes for the methods, and it ends here. So this is the second part, anti-implementation, and then it ends. So this is where you write all the codes for your methods. I keep repeating myself. And finally, this is the programming section, where you use the main. Remember the main that we've been using from the beginning of this course. So this is the main section where you actually test your program, and this one ends here as well. So we have three sections to the program. Normally you would have each of these sections in the different file. So the interface will go into a different file, the implementation will go into a different file, and the main, I mean, if you have a very big programming language, you're not going to put everything in one file. So this is the idea of putting them in. So we wrote the three sections in the same single file, but with a larger program, each section will go in its own file. At interface section, this section describes the class and its method, just like I explained. This is where you explain the class, where you describe the class and its method. The first thing to notice is that the interface class inherits from NS objects. Let's look at that. I told you that before. This bank account, every class you will create will inherit from the NS object or from your own class, and I will explain that to you in a minute. So this particular bank account class inherits from NS objects. We're still going to talk about inheritance. So let's go back. The first thing to notice, so NS object is the root class and contains some code that are imported into our current class. We do need, because we do need some information that we have not written ourselves, so we have to inherit from the class that has this information. We'll still talk more about the inheritance, but for now, in order to make it a bit clearer, look at this method called bank account. This statement, bank account alloc, where we send a message to our bank account class, but we have not defined or described any method called alloc in our file, but we can use it because it is imported from the NS object class. I explained that in the previous video, that this NS object file, it has some information that we need. So this is why we have to call it, because we will not be able to use this alloc method that we have not written ourselves, because it will not be accessible if we have not inherited from the NS object, and also the init method as well. So this is why sometimes you need to import, you need to inherit from a certain file. So now let me give you let me show you. So general format of interface file is this. So this is how you actually have a general format for an interface file. So you say at interface, then you give the class a name, followed by a colon, then followed by a parent class, the class that you want to inherit from. Then you declare the properties and method here, then it ends. So the parent class in this particular program is the NS object. As you know, we have the NS object here, but as you will learn later in this video series, this can be your own file as well. For example, let's give an example. If you have created a bank account class for an HSBC bank, say for example you've created a program for an HSBC bank, and then you want to create another class for Barclays Bank, you want to create another program for them. Since most of the methods will do the same thing, Rather than start all over again with new code, you can inherit some of the methods of the previous class and then add more. We'll revisit this interesting concept soon called inheritance. So if you have a program for one bank account and it's already completed, you have a program for one bank, you've written the class and it's fine, then there is another bank that comes to you and say they want to write a program as well. They want you to create a program for them. So because most of the basic concept they're already similar, they're going to be the same, so there's no point repeating yourself. So the only difference, the only thing you might want to do is maybe one bank gives an interest rate of 5%, where the next bank gives an interest rate of 7%. So you only need to write codes for all these differences. You don't have to rewrite the codes again, because you can inherit all the codes and methods and property from the previous class. So this is why. So in that case, you will say this class name is HSBC Bank. Then you will inherit from Barclays Bank. I hope that makes sense. So that means you've written previously a program for Barclays Bank, then you're creating a new class to inherit all the methods and property from this one. So this is how you do it and this is why inheritance is very powerful, because you can reuse all the codes that you had before, all the methods that you had before, you can be reused. Every time you do this, that means all the methods that are available for Barclays Bank will also be available for the new class without having to rewrite them. So I hope that is clear, and this is where we use this NS object here, so that we can get access to some of the methods that NS object has that we don't have to rewrite. And inside the interface file, this is where you declare all your methods. I hope this makes sense, and I'll see you in the next video.